So I wanted to talk about future decisions, anxiety, and whatever the fuck comes to my mind more. So first of all, I'm a firm believer in karma. Like, I believe that if you're a good person, you're gonna be divinely guided. If you're a bitch, fuck you. And honestly, you deserve what's happening to you. Okay, maybe not really, but anyway, if you're a good person, you're gonna have good karma, and everything is just gonna slay for you. Like, I swear, because I deeply believe I'm divinely guided, and you have to believe the same thing. If you want to do anything and achieve anything, honestly, you have to believe that nothing bad's gonna happen to you. I'm talking here about not actual life risking things, like, you know, jumping off a cliff or parachute or skydiving or whatever. I'm talking about like more normal risks that day-to-day people take. You know, like, should I quit this job and try this out, or should I apply to this uni instead of this one? Oh my fucking god, uni. I don't get the essays. Why the fuck are we doing essays? Why do you want me to write you an essay about why I want to go to your uni? You're the academy of like what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have my grades. You know that you see from the school, like from the what's that? So there's this paper that shows that all the grades you've had throughout the years, the high school years. You have that. You know, you see that I'm a good student, blah blah blah. How do you want me to know why I want to go to your uni? Like, I feel like we're so pressured into choosing universities, and like, why do you expect me at 18 to know what the fuck I want to do? I'm just applying here because I have no other option. Besides the people that go for law or medicine, or I believe that every other university out there is just because you don't know what to do yet. Like, if you don't know what to do yet, of course you're not going to apply to something really hard. So what the fuck do you want me to say in the essay? I don't know what to do with my life yet. I'm trying everything out because, as I said, I'm divinely guided, and whatever happens to me, nothing bad's gonna happen anyway. So here's that. So that's my opinion. You really have to believe you're divinely guided. I ended up taking so many more risks and not giving a fuck and just doing what I really had to do, and I saw that I didn't end up in a bad place, and even if I did, I'm still not dead. So really, there's this thing about the brain. Why am I anyway, so there's this thing about your brain. Your brain doesn't think that you're going to succeed. Your brain is just in survival mode, because, you know what, bitch, we're still in the caveman mentality, I guess. Anyway, so your brain is programmed for you to survive. Your brain wants you to survive, not necessarily succeed. Your brain doesn't see success as survival. So every time you're anxious about something that's gonna fail, it's because your brain doesn't know the outcome. And our brains love to just anticipate that we're just gonna die. I don't know why, but your brain just thinks you're gonna die from everything that it doesn't know the outcome to. So every time you're really anxious about something, it's because you haven't started doing it and proving to your brain that you're not going to die from this. And that's how I kind of overcame, I think. That's kind of how I overcame my anxiety, by knowing this. You know, like, if you know your brain is scared just because it thinks you're gonna die, once you start doing the thing, anxious or not, probably still anxious because anxiety doesn't just vanish overnight or in a sec, but once you start doing the thing that you're so anxious of, and you let your brain see that you're not actually dying from this, you will become unstoppable. I swear to fucking god, I was so scared of many things. I was scared of filming this. Not now, but like, I don't know, maybe a year ago. I've been thinking about starting a podcast for like, what, a year now, and I was so scared of what other people might think. Okay, so what? If you don't like me, click off, fuck off. I don't fucking know, but why are you watching me if you don't want to watch me? You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, that's cringe. No, you make it cringe. Also, another thing, I hate the whole ew, that's cringe. No, you make it cringe, bitch. Because I'm sorry, but I'm just talking like how I would talk to my friends. Maybe a little bit more aggressive. I don't know why I'm screaming right now. I'm sorry. But I don't get the whole cringing at stuff. Another thing, you have to let it go. The whole no, but that's cringe, or oh, but what will they think, or no, but that's not what I want it to look like or be perceived as. Nobody gives a fuck. People are so up in their heads. People are so up in their heads about about thinking how they are perceived by other people. Nobody's thinking about how you're perceived. I can promise you. And wherever you look, if people are judging you, it's just a projection of their thoughts. If somebody, that's another thing. Stop taking things personally from other people, especially bad stuff. But if somebody says something backhanded or rude or just really out of pocket, like let's say somebody goes up to me and says, I really hate the color of your hair, or I find you really annoying. Maybe they find me really annoying because I'm actually not scared, like in the sense I'm not insecure and I'm just portraying myself to the internet because I don't give a fuck about what other people think of me. And maybe they find that annoying because they know they are scared, they know they are insecure, they know they wouldn't do this. And once you realize that people call you some things because they see in you what it is in them that they don't like they don't like that they're insecure, they don't like that they're really quiet, so they're gonna tell me that I'm annoying because I'm not like them. People want you to, misery loves company. Like in a nutshell, this is it. Misery loves company. You have to stop letting people just bash you for absolutely no reason. Like, you know, the cringe things, the but I wouldn't do that, the whole being scared of trying new things out. Nobody's gonna kill you. Like I said, if you prove to your brain that you're not gonna die, you're not gonna die. I don't know what to think about tarot cards though, because I love tarot cards readings, because I have this friend that just, I swear to God, he could literally predict the hour that I poop at. Like, this guy is insane. And I don't know, but I heard that it's really bad karma to have your future reading, but I don't get it. Like, if it's there, why not use it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why shouldn't I find out my future if I can? Another thing, you should really stop thinking so much about the outcomes. You should really just do the things. Why am I so motivational all of a sudden? I wanted to speak about completely different things, but I ended up talking about, I don't know. I guess this is the motivational episode, so this is how you know me, I guess. Another thing that I hate is people who are extremely cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you always act like you don't have money, you're not going to attract abundance in your life. If you always think about, like, you lend that friend, like, I don't know, $5, that friend $10, and all you're thinking about the whole day, I need my dollars back, I need those $5 back. You are living in a poverty mindset. Okay, maybe you really needed the money, but stop making it your whole day. Stop letting it ruin your day that you have less money than you should have thought that you should have had, like you planned to. You know, money comes and goes. You have to stop thinking about how you're losing money, because you're not gonna make more money. You have to think about the ways to make more money, not get the money back, because money doesn't come back, because money is like energy, and energy doesn't die. It just comes into a different form and it comes again. Energy doesn't die, and I believe that money is energy. So stop thinking about how you're wasting money. I mean, sure, I'm not saying don't spend, but I'm saying if you lend somebody something like money or whatever, or a t-shirt, stop thinking about how you're losing that thing. Think about how you're making that other person feel better. And again, don't be kind, don't be naive. Hear me out. Kind, not naive, because many people are gonna take advantage of you, and you don't want that. I mean, it's bad karma for them, it's good karma for you, but you don't want to be like wasting time with people that are just taking advantage of you, right? Exactly. So yeah, another thing, stop sharing so much money. But like, if you share money, don't feel bad about it, don't think about it. Money is just gonna come back. Another thing, stop oversharing. Speaking of sharing, is this just a life advice episode? Because at this point I'm just like going so off script. Anyway, stop oversharing. Not everybody needs to know what you're doing right now. Okay, I stopped the car. Not everybody needs to know what you're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to explain yourself so much to other people. Stop explaining everything that you're doing to everybody. Okay, if it's your parents and they're really strict, or they, I don't know, you're making small talk with your parents, sure. But stop oversharing so much, because you're not doing yourself any good by over explaining so many different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop over explaining, feeling like you have to give everybody an explanation for what you're doing. You don't actually. Start enjoying your own company. If you don't like to be alone, do you hate yourself? Do you actually hate yourself? Because I love alone time. And it's not just, okay, it's hot again. Oh my God, I'm dying. Okay. It's not just about alone time. It's just that you should be able to sit with your own thoughts. I don't get it. I can't sit with my own thoughts. I have to talk to somebody. I have to do something. Those thoughts are there to be addressed. Maybe they're a problem. Maybe there's something going on in your head. You have to sit with yourself. Man up. Even if you're a girl. You have to man up and think, why am I thinking these things? You have to sit with your thoughts. I love journaling. I don't journal that often, so I'm not gonna be bullshitting here that I journal every day and I meditate every day. No. Wellness is key. I meditate when I feel like I'm losing it, but especially when I feel like I'm losing it. You need to learn to love your own company, because at some point you're gonna be alone. I don't want you to be alone. I don't want you to end up alone. Don't get me wrong, but at some point in life, you're gonna have to do some things alone. Maybe you'll have to live alone. Go to a job interview alone. The really awful relationship that ends up getting you alone. But you have to get out of this toxic cycle, because if you end up with one person just because you're scared of being alone, you're stagnant. You're not evolving, and it's not your purpose to be stagnant. You have to realize sometimes being uncomfortable, thing that you need to do in order to evolve. You have to be comfortable. You have to be comfy with being uncomfy. I hate that word so much. But once you realize that after being uncomfortable, no, what the fuck am I saying? So yeah, back to what I was saying. Just stop and start sitting with yourself. Start going alone. Go to a restaurant alone. Go to a cafe alone. Go to a bookstore alone. Go walk alone. You don't have to do everything with somebody. And I feel like that sometimes my friends get not so offended, but my friends sometimes are like, why do you want to do this alone? Like, or why haven't you asked me to go out? I wanted some alone time. That's it. Now they get it. Now they're not mad. And if you don't have people that understand this, that if you don't have people that understand you need your alone time, they're not your friends. They're not your friends. They're just energy vampires. Watch out for these people, because they are dangerous. So yeah, next thing, vampire people. I'm just ranting, but anyway, vampire people, watch out for them, because they are actually really fucking insane. I used to be friends with this girl, and anytime I said something, a plan or anything, I feel like I would get evil-eyed, because I'm sorry, but every time I was trying to say something, okay, that guy's running. Every time I tried to say something like a plan or an aspiration or anything, it would just die. I swear it would just die. And then I stopped telling her that, and then I realized, like, my aspirations and dreams and things. And then I realized, why are we still friends? If I can't tell you my aspirations, my dreams, my goals, my whatever, because you're evil-eyeing them, you're not actually my friend. Or if after a full day of hanging out you feel tired, then it's not because you did some physical activity or you laughed too hard, and you just feel tired, like you want to go home and not talk to anybody. You just went out with an energy vampire. So watch out for these people. Sometimes it can actually be your parents. Sucks, I know. So I guess try limiting contact with them. Another thing that I don't get, I can't just like leave my parents, or I can't just start this new life. I can't just ignore this person, or I can't just end things with this person. Who's stopping you? What is actually stopping you? I'm sorry, but we live in a free world. Like, I mean, kind of free in my opinion, but you have free will. Nobody's forcing you to stay with anybody unless you're like blackmailed. I don't think you're blackmailed. I don't think this is the case here. You're just scared of confrontation, and you really shouldn't be scared of that, because I see it like this. You know what I hate the most? Wasting time. Oh my god, how much I hate wasting time. I remember I think that's my biggest pet peeve. I hate wasting time. When I know something should have taken 20 minutes and it's already been an hour and I'm still doing that thing, this thing should have taken 20 minutes, I am angry as fuck. Or whenever my parents are just like, just do this or blah blah blah, and they fuck up my whole plan. You know what? I'm not gonna be like a spoiled brat, but there's so many times that my plans get delayed, and many people are like, you're so in your routine and you can't just change your routine. You're so up in your head with your routine. That's the thing. If you want that six pack, if you want that dream life, if you want that aspiration, if you want that anything you want that you have to work for, if you don't have a routine, if you don't have a plan that you follow every day, a plan that might look the same every day with the same steps every day or different steps every day, if you don't follow that, you are not gonna get there. You want to be skinny? Okay, face it, you have to do stuff to be skinny. I was so judged, like, oh, you're working out now, you're planning to work out later, you're not eating this with us, oh my god. Yeah, because it takes discipline, it takes responsibility, it takes routine, it takes you need to have a routine. You have to have a routine if you want to achieve whatever you want to achieve. And you have to realize that some people will find that annoying, some people will find your routines annoying. You have to keep going because you're doing this for yourself. Think of this like this: you're here, you want to get here. I think I should do it with different hands. You're here, you want to get here. This dream version of yourself is waiting for you. This dream version of yourself doesn't care what you're going through right now. It doesn't care about the judgmental people, about the obstacles, about the lows. This person is trusting you. To stick to a plan, once you stick to your self-made promises, you will gain so much confidence from just knowing that you can trust yourself. There's so many people like, yeah, I tried this diet but I failed it like after a week, or yeah, I tried working out but I failed after 3 days, I was just too lazy. These people don't trust themselves, and that's why confidence is not peaking in them, because once you can't trust yourself because of promises that you've made to yourself and never succeeded, you will lose confidence. It's like scientifically proven. You have to start with small goals that you can fulfill so that you can get confident and move on to bigger goals that you can then perform and finish, so that then you get to even bigger goals, so that then the routine doesn't seem like this, I don't know, version. Like if you're a really lazy person and you're telling yourself, okay, now I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m, meditate for 1 hour, work out for 3, journal for 4, of course you're not gonna stick to that routine. Make it easy. Start with something small, because your brain loves finishing tasks, and once you give it doesn't matter how easy it is, if you stick to it for a long time, you will gain confidence that you can trust yourself with the routine. And then you can change it and make it harder, and once you make it harder, you're gonna stick to it, and then you're gonna achieve your goals. Start with something small, move to something medium, intermediate, and then get to something big. Don't start with big, because failure is the worst thing. Like, it discourages you so bad, so you need one small success. It doesn't matter that it's small, because your brain sees it as success. It's evidence that you're progressing. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, why am I screaming so much? Am I screaming? I don't think I'm screaming. You know who's a great example of I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'll end up where I want to end up? Addison Rae. I mean, formerly Addison Rae, now Addison, because I think she doesn't want to be called Rae. I don't know. I'm just love this girl. I love her. I love her music. I love her interviews. She's so bubbly. She's so genuine. She's just, you have to watch. Even if you don't like her music, you should really watch the interviews, because she's so motivational. Because you remember, you must know her. Like, if you're watching this, I think you're gonna know her, because I don't think some 60-year-old is gonna watch this. I mean, no shame to you. If you wanna watch this at 60, love you too. But so there was this girl on TikTok that just did her little dances and blah blah blah, and everybody was like, okay, but like, you're really annoying. But I was watching one interview in which she said, yeah, I was posting like 10 times a day, doing 7 or 8 dance TikToks. That's how she gained so much fame. But her plan wasn't to become a TikToker. Her plan was to start music or acting. But she knew that she had to get discovered, and she knew that social media would really help her, and she really wanted to make it to LA ever since she was little. And once you watch her life story and see that sometimes you just have to be a little bit delusional, you have to lie to yourself that this is happening, you have to believe it so deeply that when people say that they don't, you're just offended. And not because you think you're delusional, but because you think they're dumb for not trusting you, for not seeing it. You know, you have to be so delusional that it's so correct to you, like as if I say the sky is blue and somebody says no, it's not. Yes, of course you get mad because the sky is blue. That's how delusional you have to be. And what I love about her is that she just went for her goals, did not give a fuck about people calling her an influencer and just a dancing TikToker. And what is she now? I think a pop star soon, because her music is actually snapping so bad. I love her so much. Best example of I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'll end up there if I just like do things. Yeah, the last thing before I go, I guess, is find inspiration. Find yourself a person that you really like, that maybe coincides with what you want to do with your future, and just analyze them. Analyze what they're doing. What did they join? What did they post? How are they dressing? How do they dress? How do they talk? What agency are they at? Or what job do they have? How did they get to have that job? How did they get to sign that agency? How did they get there? Just analyze it, because there's so many interviews, and that's something I think I didn't realize. Yeah, I think it was just me. But there are so many interviews of people out there, and they give you out so much information about their past and how they ended up doing what they're doing. So just find yourself an idol. I just gave the Addison Rae example because it was relatable to the situation. Maybe it's not that relatable to you. So find somebody else that is actually big and that many people know, or not that many people, but that you find successful, and start taking step by step what they did and tailor it to your plan, or make it your whole plan. If that works to do that, you know what I'm saying? So take yourself a person that you really like and start doing what they're doing, because eventually you will end up doing what they're doing. It's, you know, just trust yourself, love yourself. If you don't, work on trusting yourself, work on loving yourself, and I think that's it. If you really like the episodes, like it, comment, and whatever else you want. This is the first episode of Recent Thoughts Car Confessions edition. Bye.